Hey yo, it is I, the Great Taco, with a System Mock review. I'm gonna do this. It's gonna be similar to the way I did my Tiny Turbos review. If you didn't see that, they're epic. Go watch the video or something. But yeah, I just have these three kind of cyberpunky, futuristic-ish vehicles that I want to show off. So I'm gonna start with the first one I built. So I got the most basic one that kind of move up from there. So I'm gonna take these out of the way. And here's your literal, just basic, run-of-the-mill flying car. And yes, this has a stand. It's very simple. It's like nothing to it. But without that, I mean, it can stand on its own, but it doesn't look very good. It is very simple. The wheels are literally just regular Lego wheels with like pins attached to them and stuff. Just kind of give them a weird angle. And then it doesn't actually have. It does have like a kind of rocket booster out the back to kind of let it, move. And then there's this thing out the top, kind of like an air intake jet engine thing. I'm not really sure what it's supposed to be. It just looked cool to put on here. The front I decided to go with this weird pattern of headlights to kind of make it look a little more unique, I guess. And then it has blinkers that will slope with the rest of the build. So if you look at it, that's actually another reason why I went with the weird headlight design. It's because I wanted to get this really weird looking, like, sloped front where it tapers in and sticks out in the middle. So that's another reason why I did that. And the blinkers go along with that. Also, you'll notice there's a few darker green spots. Initially, that was just like because I was missing the proper parts to do it, but I eventually kind of went with it and kind of incorporated it into the actual design of it, so it kind of has a little bit of green or darker green on there. Now for the actual, not really cockpit, the inside, because this is a convertible, obviously. This is the minifigure that I put in there. And just kind of like the longer hair, sunglasses. I used a Harry Potter torso for this. So, and just blank gray legs. Or dark gray legs. Now for inside, I just used two regular brown seats. And this really good looking Galaxy Squad control panel piece. Just because I thought it looked cool at the time when I initially built this. And you just fit in there. Unfortunately, it looks like you can fit two minifigures, so you can't. There's literally no way. It's not wide enough. And actually, out the back, I didn't quite get over here. I have some brake lights and then some more blinkers. So, a relatively basic build. Get the stand again. So, yeah, next build. So, the next build is very small. This would be like a little speeder kind of thing. I actually used a ski piece on the bottom here to kind of give it like a landing strut, so it can actually just like land if I wanted to. And unfortunately, I had planned to have a way for it to like kind of hover using this assembly here, but it wouldn't be very balanced if I did. So this is like this. I gave it some headlights. This actually can like hinge back. It is very flimsy as a model, but I think visually it looks pretty good when it's positioned properly. And the color scheme is actually pretty like kind of all over the place. So I have some purple out the front here because I wanted to make it purple initially, but then I wanted to incorporate this piece. But I don't think they exist in purple at all. So I did one in dark blue, then one in dark orange. And I think it looks actually it turned out decently for being something that I threw together earlier. Then it has a booster up here, along with this on top. I don't know what that is. This is kind of a random greeble. But then you have, or I built this extra little, or I put some pink 1x1 rounds in there to kind of look like a propulsion mechanism of some sort. Also, this can move. Don't know why it can move. Just kind of is there. Maybe someone hold on to that. I don't know. But I'm not going to take the minifigure out since you can kind of see him already. I used, I want to say this is like an ice planet head. I don't remember exactly. But then this headphone hairpiece, which I really like. I love the way it looks. Then this a World Razor's torso. There's the back. And then just blank dark blue legs, because I have a lot of those that I thought it looked good. So, yeah. Relatively simple build. And here's the weird one. This is like a utility truck of some sort. Now, I have no idea what came over me when I built this, but I love the result. It's easily one of the more unique vehicles I've ever built, just kind of because of the fact that it has this giant, well, not really giant, the piece isn't that large, but for something of this size, it has a very large windshield out the front. And then, yeah, this came from here, factory set. But that's actually relatively simple even then. These little articulated boosters out the back, or middle, I guess. I put a bunch of like random stuff in here. I still haven't found a use for this piece. This is literally just a random piece that I had lying around. I don't care with like random debris. But this can't actually tilt back like a proper like tipper bed truck. And actually, you can see under there, I used the stickered piece to kind of give it like some extra like, I don't know, detail on the back. But then under here, it's pretty simple. There's not really much to say about it. It's pretty self-explanatory. I actually put this little, fence piece right here, just because I want to give it a little more detail. Aside from that, there's not really much reason for that. I have these arms out the front. I'm not really sure why I added them, but I like them. I imagine they would probably be, oh, that's not supposed to happen. I imagine they would probably be for, like, picking up garbage or something. Or maybe, like, holding stuff. I haven't thought of, like, lore for these at all, or any story. I just wanted to build something that looked cool. Now, the minifigure in here, once more, is very simple. It's a little harder to get in and out than the other ones. Even the bike, just because of how small the space is. Actually, will incorporate some details in here too. Where you have the little, I used the masonry bricks. So you have the little, this is like the front side of them, and the back is just flat, so it looks kind of like a leather seat. Then I incorporated the little other piece in the bottom there, which is the wrong color, but I don't really care. Yeah, it is very small. Then there's a light on top with an ice skate. That one's what I actually opened that for, the minifigure. So, this would be like a generic construction looking guy. I use this like older mold of hat. It's not the one that's curved. Here, I actually have one of those right here. So there's a difference in the mold. So this is the newer one, this is the older one. The old one's a little longer, but you know, I didn't want to try looking for one in the new mold, plus this actually looks decent, so you know, I kept it. And look at that, there we go. So yeah, I just kind of gave him a head that had safety glasses on it, because you know, yeah, that. And then he has this kind of this city torso from like 2013 or something like that. I don't know if they're still using it. Probably not. That is like, they're just black. You'll notice this thing actually falls over a decent amount, and that's because it is on these little skis. Just like on the bike, only because it's bigger, they kind of just like have a tendency to fall over a lot. So yeah. And imagine you kind of just like hover around. Like these are landing struts, it would land, and when it needs to go somewhere, it just kind of picks up and goes. So that's about it for these kind of cyberpunk futuristic vehicle things that I threw together. And that is about it. Ciao.